All right, we are back to have you here. What is wrong with the Dallas Mavericks? Ooh, I know. They don't play any defense. They got isolation offense. They got two dudes who are ball dominant, and nobody else likes to play offense. Luka was asked about it yesterday, and let's take a full screen look at what he had to say. I don't think offense is the problem. I would disagree. I've always said this, it's our defensive end. I think anybody can score on us. Whoever it is, anybody can score on us. Well, you did trade away your best defensive player in the Kyrie deal. I want to be sensitive to the fact that obviously your son plays for the Mavericks. So with respect to that, obviously, relationship and you knowing a lot more things than you're probably going to tell us, is it as simple as we just suck on defense? Or are you with me that the real problem is that you got two ball hogs? And I don't say that in a negative manner. Two guys who can score, who need to have the ball in their hands, and you got three other guys just standing around watching.
Right. Well, I will say this: Spencer Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith was your defense anchors.
Right.
You know, they helped play defense, especially Dorian Finney-Smith. He was out there and he helped. He could switch 1 through 5, and he was a defensive force where he blocked shots and made things happen on the defensive end and gave them some offensive life too. But I will tell you this, me personally, that trade wasn't for them. I think I would have kept what I had because I was in 4th, 5th spot.
Right.
What is not broken does not need to be fixed. And it's not Kyrie's fault. Everybody wanted to put it on Kyrie Irving. It's not Kyrie's fault. Kyrie came to a situation where they thought that he was going to be the savior or take him to the promised land or to that next level, and he hasn't. He's just playing the way he normally plays.
His stats are fine,
His stats are fine, but you know they missing a leader. They missing a leader out there. Luka is not a leader. Kyrie is not a leader. Jalen Brunson was a leader.
So let me ask this: what's the difference between being a great player, because Luka's a great player, Kyrie's a great player, and being a leader?
A leader goes out there and he tells your team and gives your team confidence. He talks to your team. He makes sure that your team is actually doing what they're supposed to do and going about.
Can a role player be that guy or no?
A role player can be that guy, but I'm going to also tell you this. A leader shows by example too. You know, by playing defense, by when he says something, he does it also. That's what a leader is. And like I said, those two guys are not leaders. They're complementary, dominant, great basketball
great scorers
players.
For
great
sure.
Scores.
Let me ask this. Here's what's going on with Dallas right now. They're a half game out of that 10 spot, right? So theoretically, you win your last 3 games. There's a good chance you're going to be playing in the playing game.
Yes.
And then you're 1 and done, obviously, as the 10 seed. But there's a future situation here. When Dallas made the deal with the New York Knicks, the Porzingis deal, part of that deal was that in 2023, the New York Knicks get the Dallas Mavericks pick unless it's a top 10 pick. It's protected in the top 10. Right now, that pick, obviously lottery balls and all that, would be 11. If that pick is 11, that pick is now the New York Knicks. Right. It's no longer the Dallas Mavericks. So the Dallas Mavericks literally have to make a decision. Do we tank? Do we purposely lose our last 3 games so that is a top 10 pick and we don't forfeit that pick to the Knicks? Now, I made the joke yesterday, play Kyrie and Luka, and you'll be a top 10 pick because you suck, and you're going to keep losing anyway. But what is your feeling about what the Mavericks will do?
My feeling is that Luka and Kyrie is going to play. They want to make it into the playing game
and then roll the dice
and roll the dice from there. But I don't think my gut feeling is that they're going to go out there and play tonight, play on Friday night, and play on Sunday
and try to win.
I
mean,
okay.
Go ahead.
Can I ask you just a Kyrie question? Okay, this is from just the average guy watching basketball or the average guy who's a fan. And we used to say this all the time when I was playing. If everywhere you go it smells like crap, it's probably you. Right. So from a Kyrie
Just get that right. So, because I thought I saw that on a Rock and Sky Mall.
Right. Yes. It may have been.
Say it again. I want to make sure.
Everywhere you go, it smells like crap. It's probably you. So, like everywhere the guy goes, it seems to just blow up. So
inspirational quotes from Stink.
Right. So I'm asking you, does this guy have poop on his shoe? That's what I'm asking.
I got it.
Right.
Wait, you know what? To get there.
I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
He probably does have some poop on his shoe, but what sports guy doesn't have poop on their shoe?
Okay,
I mean, we all had poop on our shoe
at
some point in our career, So that's what makes us, and that's why I tell everybody, what makes us is we have poop on our shoe, and we are very confident about ourselves and about how we play and about how we go doing things.
So listen, you're a Hall of Famer. You're on the Dallas Mavericks this year, and you're the man. You're the face of the franchise, and you're frustrated it's not going well, and you know the situation. Try to play out the string and win games, and now you're the 10 seed, and maybe you make a little run. Who knows, right? Or I'm going to play the long game, and it's better for us as a franchise to get a top 10 pick. What does Tim Hardaway do?
I want to play.
You're balling.
I want to play. I want to win. I want to get into the playing game, and then I want to see where we go in from playing game. I don't want to sit around and then sit around for the next 5 months thinking about what it could have, should have been. I want to go out there and play, and I want to win. I'm going to I'm going to walk into shoot around today and say, look, let's win these next 3 games. Let's come out here and play our hardest and do what we can do to win these next 3 games, but it starts tonight, and let's try to get into the playing game, and let's go from there.
Right, got it. Now, here's the next part of this conversation, of course, is what happens with Kyrie Irving. He does not have a contract beyond this year. He has been very open over the last couple of years, even going back to Brooklyn the last couple of years. He wants the full max extension. I don't think anyone's going to give it to him. I don't think Dallas is going to give it to him because his reputation is great player, team killer. And there's enough evidence now where every place he's gone, it hadn't worked out. And it's not like he went to a place where there's no talent. He played with Tatum and Brown and Smart. Didn't work, right? He played with Harden and KD. Didn't work. Nope. Now he's playing with Luka. And you can blame a lot of people, as you said, but it hasn't worked. I am convinced there is nobody in the NBA that's going to give him a max deal or the type of money he wants. And he's a different cat than a lot of other people in the NBA. I would not be shocked because the man's made a lot of money if Kyrie Irving is not in the NBA next year.
I will tell you what, he's going to play in the NBA next year somewhere.
Not with Dallas?
I don't know where. I don't know if it's going to be with Dallas. I don't know if it's going to be with whoever. But he's a great talent. You can't afford to let this guy get away and stay out of the NBA and not play in the NBA.
I love his game.
I love his game. I will take a chance on him. I don't know about the money and how I would do with the money, but I would take a chance on him. But you got to talk to him. If somebody just talk to him, put their arms around him, sit him down, and talk to him and say, Kyrie, I want you to do this. I need for you to do this. I want you to have this type of life. I want you to do this for my team. What do you want back? And let's have a conversation. Let's talk about things that we could have. And I think that's what the communication with a lot of coaches, a lot of GMs, and with a lot of these kids, it's not communication. They let these kids go and do what they want to do instead of talking to them, put their arm around them, show them some love, and make them understand this how it's going to be, this how it should be. And I want you to do what you want to do.
Is there a coach like that right now in the NBA?
Greg Popovich.
He's such a bully, though.
Nah, he's not a bully.
He is such a bully. I'm so glad they sucked this year.
He's not a bully.
He is a bully in the worst way.
No, he's not.
He's a Hall of Fame coach. I take none of the success away.
He talks
but
to
that
those
is
guys.
A bully.
Darvin Ham.
Darvin Ham's that kind of guy?
Darvin Ham's that kind of guy. He talks to his players. He makes them understand what he needs.
Kyrie to the Lakers.
I didn't say that. I did not say that.
No, the reason I asked the question is that I respect that a lot of coaches just kind of show up, roll the ball out, have a whistle around their neck, and they don't get to know you as a man, as a person. What makes you tick? I'm going to go to your house and have dinner with you. I'm going to meet your kids and your family. And maybe Kyrie needs that. I don't know. Because Kyrie's, like I say, is a different dude. Like I've always said, as a basketball aficionado who loves the sport, he's one of the 25 greatest players I've ever seen.
Question. No question.
Right?
No question.
And yet he's not a knucklehead because he's really, really bright.
Yes.
But he's different. And maybe he just hasn't had the right guy put his arm around him and say, I'm in this with you. Let's not make obvious mistakes.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. And you know, like you said, he's not a knucklehead. He's a guy that needs to somebody put their arm around him and communicate with him and talk to him.
Now, can I ask you a personal question? Do you mind?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I have to ask the question because we're just becoming friends.
What is this?
Yeah.
What is
Hear
this?
the rest of the
What is
week.
this?
Oh, yeah, we're going to
What
be
is
fast
this?
friends the rest
What's
of our
this?
lives. I
What
can
is
feel it.
I bet.
Plus, he's a Knicks scout, so I love that too, right? Here's the question. Who in your life, well, who's the player? And I'm assuming it was a player that suggested at this stage of your life that you get manicures with the clear gel on top.
Well, you
That's
know
what
what?
I want to know. 'Cause you got the nicest nails I've ever seen.
Well,
amazing.
Thank you. So this what happens. This what happened.
Shiny, nice.
Those are acrylics.
I used to bite my nails.
Really?
When I was like in, 16, 17
Yeah.
years old, and they used to bleed and all that type of stuff. And then when I got into the NBA, I saw how people kept up their nails, and my buddies kept up their nails.
Yeah.
So when I started going to get my nails done, I stopped biting my nails. And they stopped being ugly. So I said, you know what? I like this look. So I stopped biting them. And so that's why I keep them.
I was told you learned it from Jordan. Not true?
I almost said something. No, that's not true. No,
I'm just telling you, that's the rumor on the street.
No, that's the wrong rumor.
That's the wrong rumor. You want
yeah.
to be like Mike so bad you start getting your nails done.
Stop
That's
it.
the rumor that's out there. I'm glad you're here to say no to that.
You read that somewhere?
I read that
Well, you
somewhere.
wrote it down first, and then you read it?
Yeah, that's what he wrote it down and then he read it.
Hey there, thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.